guys, welcome back to another episode of The Last Game Hunter. You can see here that things are changing. I'm trying to get a little bit more professional. So, a little while ago, and it's been actually a little while now, it's been probably 3 weeks, I reached out to a company called Wooey. And I know that sounds kind of weird, but I reached out to them because these people make some pretty cool mini PCs. And as the mini PC idea is getting bigger on my channel, I figured that I would love to take a look at their equipment. Now, their equipment, as I am Canadian, has not arrived yet. Now, what we did was said, hey, we do have our webcams here in Canada. Would you like to try them out? And as a guy who has reviewed many different webcams, I said absolutely. So they sent out, I'm going to call it the gold edition, and this is the 1080p. So this is a Wooey 1080p. Now what's unique about these two is they have face recognition software, and that actually it goes along with the fact that you can actually, log in to your computer using face recognition, and no one else can get on your computer thanks to this guy or this guy. Now, this one here is a true full 1080p from the specs I've read, and has, like I said, the face recognition, and this one is $59.99. And then we have the, I'll call silver edition, the more squared off unit. This is a 720p camera. I'm quite curious to see the difference between the two. Thought that was going to be really neat that way, but it seems like all the other features are still there, including your face recognition. So I thought that was really cool. So you're kind of not losing anything. $59.99, $45.99 as of timing of the video, and they are on Amazon. I will have affiliate links down below. Cost you nothing, just helps the channel. Let's get on with the Wooey cameras and find out what they are, what they're like, what is the difference, how are the mics, what's the 720p picture versus the 1080p picture. It's really cool because they sent me the two that they have here in Canada, and I thought it was neat that they were different resolutions. I haven't seen a 720p camera in a very long time, so I'm very curious to see what that looks like. Okay, so looking down at the box here, nothing crazy. I mean, we just have your typical 1-year warranty information, and they're pretty much identical. Like, there's nothing different on these boxes except for this UKCA thing versus it ain't here. That could just be a timing of the manufacturing of the box. Here you can see that they're all anti-hacking and spoofing, support multi-users, password-free login. So again, that's the face recognition and instant face recognition. Let's get, well, first we'll open the cheaper one. So this is the 720p webcam with face recognition. So it's got like a foam style protective feel to it. Like it's a foam. It's actually really cool. It's actually a lot better quality packing than I expected from a $45 camera. Okay, now that's cool too. It did, of course, with the Windows Hello Face Recognition webcam, and you have a part number here, HU-IRC01, and I'm going to say this is the so IRC02. So that there's your part numbers: 1 720p, 2 1080p. So this is just your typical run over of all the product here. Right off the bat, we're greeted with quite a really unique looking webcam here, actually. If you guys see. So this looks like you're looking at your normal webcam, but then you look on the side and you see how thin it is. And I thought that was really, really, really cool. So that, that alone right there, that's a little added feature I do like. A little thing that I don't like, of course, in this day and age is, now, I won't say it so much, we'll see what this one's like, but on a $45 camera, okay, I expect it to probably be built in, but it'd be nice if it was removable. I'm going to see what this one here, the next one's like when we get to it. So you're greeted with that. You have your nice little weighted, very nicely weighted base here for a monitor, or whether you wanted to use it like a stand, whatever you wish, this will do it. So that is kind of cool. So overall, I mean, it doesn't feel cheap. There's a little plastic film on here I'm sure I'm going to have to take off to get proper video quality. And of course you have your sensors, and I believe there is a microphone, noise cancelling, but I don't know if this one has a twin or a single, so I'm not sure if it's stereo or not. The gold version. So this is the gold version, as I'm going to call it. It's the O2, so it's just the model up being a full 1080p. I know it has, I think this one here has stereo, and it has noise cancelling as well. I'm not 100% if that one does. I'll have to double check. We'll find out. Wooey O1 here is what I'm going to do, and O2 right here. Now, right off the hop, of course, we're seeing a much sleeker. Well, it's still a sleek. I can't say it's sleeker. It's the same, but it's smaller. It's got like a smaller barrel. It's got rounded edges, but it also has a webcam shutter. Anyway, bases are the same. I don't see any real difference in them at all. Again, nicely weighted, so I mean, if you lay it down, you tip your camera, or you want to put it on something or whatever, it's definitely got the weight for it. Notice that this one, I definitely see, I don't know if it's left and right mic, or are they left and right sensors, but they look like they might be mics. You have your camera and you have your sensor. So, you know, basic as far as other cameras go, and the disappointment. And so far, this is the only disappointment, of course, so far until I test them, is the non-removable wire on the camera. I hope more people that do a review on these talk about that, and more camera manufacturers listen, because, well, as this may have like a decent, let's check the length. If this, you know, is a decent length, but let's say your camera is going to be over there. Maybe the camera is going to be recording my video instead of my Sony over there, but I doubt that. But it's a distance, and with that distance, you're limited. I guess you could extend it. I'm not going to say nothing's possible here, because you can get an extension, plug it in, go further, but the cameras don't seem to like to go too far. So we're dealing with a 6-foot cable. Okay, so I'm guessing this is 4 feet. Yeah, this is going to be a 6-foot cable. So 6 feet, I mean, that is normal. That is usually more than enough to plug into your computer, put your camera where you want it. I'm not going to say that it isn't, because it absolutely is. So cable feels good. Plastic feels good. The plastic fit, feel, and finish is good. I mean, how tough or how durable do you need to make your webcam casing? But it doesn't feel like garbage. It's just a light plastic. So I'm going to do the peel. Oh, that felt good. That felt good. Nobody doesn't like to peel off the peels. Do not look at the mess in behind, or listen to my dog. So right now, regardless, you are looking at the sound or hearing the sound from the 720p camera, and you are looking at the video quality of the 1080 or the 720p camera. I'm just trying to see if lighting is going to make some alterations. Now, what you guys need to know when I do these reviews is I don't alter the cameras or camera software in any way possible. I run them how they're supposed to be run. And so far I find a bit of graininess. So as you can see, I've altered my light to give me more of a reflect display. Now I'm kind of okay with it. It's not... Again, I don't know what the volume or the quality is going to be like. And if I find the volumes low while I start, I will note that I have corrected it in the editing software. So you'll hear it originally first, and then I don't know what that glitch was, and then it'll lift. But right now, we're looking at 720p, and maybe I just haven't seen 720p in a very long time. But it's getting kind of, I don't know where the shine's coming from right here, because there is no lights in front of me. This is just reflection. So maybe it's something reflecting off, and I'm getting hit here a little. Again, I don't even know if that'll even show up while we're playing it back. So But other than that, I mean, red is red, black is black, white is very nice and white. You can see that right there. I can see my yellows and my YouTuber subscribe sign back there, pretty good. It's not as clean as I'm used to, but again, this is 720p. Okay guys, now you're hearing the 1080p camera. Same lighting. I adjusted it a little different. I found that, I don't know, maybe I need to adjust it again. Way too washed out here. I do find there's a bit of better sharpness going on. But if you look back at my light down, if you look back down to the light that way, the microphone and everything here, I do find it's sharper. I am not seeing the jaggediness that the 720p had. I do still see a bit of noise, but I think that, again, is the... Okay, so now we're back to the 1080p one. As you can see, I gotta move to adjust because it's got such a wide screen, which I can't be upset about. It's pretty awesome. Now things seem a lot sharper. I think we're in the right... My light settings are getting there because this is also the YouTube sign back there that I can't quite point to without guessing where it is. It looks a lot cleaner. Let's see if I can still bring in focus better here. And yeah, and I think that blur effect at the background, see the little bit of blur that's going on the keyboard and stuff, that's actually kind of cool. As long as you're not blurred, you're the key focus. Now, one thing I also want to make clear here is if you were using this as a gaming webcam, it looks amazing in a smaller thumbnail. And when you want to see like actual like quality, look at this. Look at my ugly mug. Yeah. Okay, enough with the weirdness from the weirdo. But I like the cameras. They're good. I mean, the pricing is there. There are features, like, for example, if I shut this now, I think you might hear me talking, but you don't see me anymore. That's kind of neat. I love that slide shutter. I really do. And I don't, I mean, look at the wide angle on this thing. It is absolutely stupid. The only thing that it does that bothers me, which, again... whether using, I'm not sure if OBS right now does it. I know that it was supposed to, but inverting the camera is not a big deal with any normal software. For example, if you were using any chat software or whatever, they usually have a invert button. But anyway, guys, I like these cameras, and the the face recognition webcam feature, so that you can log in and just by face recognition and getting past everything else, I gotta say I'm pretty okay with it. And again, right now we are filming still on the 1080p's microphone and webcam. Anyway, I'm going to leave it up to you guys to decide what you think would be better, if the cameras are that good or not. I do find there is very high possibilities for these. I do think that they do actually bring in some decent color tone. I think they... That's, sorry, I'm holding it. That's what the shakes are. But I mean, this is a $59 camera with a shutter that slides in so you don't lose it, and it has again the Windows recognition software, which means literally your computer boots up, it sees your face, you log in. That's simple. We've seen the cameras, we've heard the cameras. What do I think? Well, I gotta say that they're not bad. They're not bad to me. For $45 and $59, you're definitely getting your money value. Both cameras could pull off a very sharp picture, very sharp lines. I don't know what that glitch was. I did see it on both. Okay, it's here in my notes. I'm not going to say it didn't exist, but I will say that I find it odd that it happened. It could have been my extender, my USB powered extender, giving a little bit of a flicker. Could have been anything. And so at that point, I'm going to rule it out. Now, if you see that anytime or if you heard of it, then let me know in the comments below. The 720p camera, the sound quality was actually okay. It was okay for most. In a situation where webcams are being used with the microphone, it is definitely above grade to what I'm used to seeing on $60 webcams. Even the 720p one operated very well in that category. It wasn't amazing audio, but it wasn't horrible at the same time. As usual, the right lighting can factor what the camera's going to look like. As per the light sensor, trying to bring in more light, but not too much because they have very small sensors, but it is designed to, lighting does help. Now the 720p camera is a great camera for $45 to use as a, smaller screen camera for your video gaming and so on. Absolutely don't need anything else. Even better than that, and it still has Windows face recognition to allow you to sign into Windows by just looking at my ugly face. If it needs my ugly face to log into your computer, then you're in trouble. Now the field of view is narrower, but again, I can't fault that because it comes down to what you're looking for. Most YouTubers that are going to be game streaming want a narrow field of view. Therefore, the 720p camera would definitely win. Its only downside was there's no shutter. And if there was a shutter for that, like a slide, I don't know, maybe that was just one of the things to make the, the 1080p one that much better. That was the thing the biggest thing that I didn't like about it. But I did check it out in a OBS window kind of thing, like both of them actually, and I could not really see a difference other than what I'm seeing in the background. Now I know you can zoom in more on the wide, ultra wide camera, and I get that. So, but definitely for gaming, the 720p wins in that category for not wanting to see too much around you. Okay, the 1080p camera not only was sharper, the field of view was a big wide angle, and I thought it was really nice. Now the other thing that I want to mention too is none of them were fisheyed. That's very important. So these cameras were very straight and true to the lines from what I've seen. If you see something different, of course, comment below. But when I viewed it, it looked like, hey, this is awesome. I got a wide field of view. Great for example, my chat window screen and the wide 34 and whatever and everything. If you want to see all of that from behind, you're going to see everything. It was just absolutely phenomenal. And of course, depending on the software, whether you're using OBS or whatever, you could bring that in to however you want it to be more narrow like the 720p or not. But again, both cameras will not let you down as far as gaming webcams. If you're looking to do an office or more video chat with another person, well, hands down, Mr. Gold, the O2, is your hands down winner. Sharper, wider field of view, and I'm not going to state this enough. The audio off that camera was amazing. There's a night and day difference between these two when it comes to audio, and the winner definitely goes to the 1080p camera. Of course, the biggest pro on this camera, besides being sharp, besides having the better microphone, besides having the nice widescreen, is the slide shutter to shut your camera or your viewing off, but yet you can still talk to your caller or callee or whatever, or webcam. You can still talk, but let's say you had to change. Let's say you're one of those girls that does that little video, and they got to take the shirt off and put another one on. Well, they can close the shutter. They don't even have to, because if it's live, YouTube's going to kill you. So you could use the shutter. You can hear everything in the background. Flip the thing over again, and guess what? I'm back without any interference in the playback. So that's a big win, and it was a beautiful shutter. When it closed, it went black. I thought that was really, really awesome. And keep in mind, this is a $59 Canadian camera, and of course I'll have an affiliate link for both these cameras, and based on what you want to do, I mean, in the end, it is what are you wanting your camera to do? Widescreen, narrow screen, whatever. It's definitely the user. And at $45 and $59, you have those choices. One thing I will point out was this one did flip the video. I do notice that in better cameras, that I tend to get some video flip. Now you can fix that in software, of course, if you're using a webcam chat or whatever. They usually have a invert, so it's not a big deal. But I do notice that a lot actually now moving forward on higher end cameras versus the cheaper ones. They tend to flip the screen. Comment below on that one, because I've had many of them do it. The coolest thing about both cameras, in fact, I kind of almost say the 720p is the coolest looking when you put it on top of your monitor. Okay guys, on further installation, I guess we would call it, I want to just point out how nice these things fit on the screens. Here's your standard, like this is my 4K, the cheap one I had bought that actually is pretty good. And then look at this. It's like it just becomes part of the screen. Like I can literally fit it in ways that it just looks really cool. I have to admit, the squarish one looks really cool on the screen. So anyway, let's go take a look and see. I just wanted to show you guys what they kind of look like when you have them up, because I just thought that was really kind of neat, kind of something to really cool and look at. I'm seeing my reflection from them. These things look badass. You've seen in the video, they just look really good. They make them look built in. I love it. That's the one thing I love. And you can see that versus the other camera, a normal webcam, and what you get. So I thought that was really awesome. I like that. I don't know if there's limitations to making a thinner camera. There shouldn't be today, but like, whatever. It is a thing. And yeah, aesthetics. These cameras, these Woowies, are the best aesthetics I've ever seen when it comes to being on top of a monitor. I'm impressed. That part was really cool. Forget anything else about them. They look cool. Well guys, I hope I didn't bore you or make you fall asleep or something a while ago, and if you did, wake up! Thank you for watching. I enjoy doing these things for you. I hope I've helped somebody out when it comes down to just, not wanting to spend big money on a webcam. I have done, and I'll probably leave something somewhere of other cameras that I have reviewed. And you let me know. Maybe these cameras hit their butt. And they were all in the $45 or above range as well. So till next time, guys, thank you. Game over.